Hello, my name is Eric Kors and I come from the SDU Eagles and I'm here to pitch to you the SDU Eagles drone. Imagine a world where we are able to put out forest fires precisely and fast without risking human lives. Where we are able to deliver emergency aid and medicine kits to rural areas and disaster areas. And where we are able to search for people in enormous areas. Where we are able to search every square meter without using helicopters, without using enormous amounts of volunteers. This is the world that the SDU Eagle makes possible. It's an efficient platform able to carry whatever module the customer wishes. And it's made by this team and me. A team of 10 international students from different countries. We're currently 3 robotics engineers, 1 production engineer, 3 product development and innovation engineers, 2 mechatronics engineers, and 1 master's in management accounting. And it's very diverse, and that makes for some very good solutions to all of the problems. And at the moment we have 2 parts of our team. We have the business part, which consists of me, Michaela, and Mark, and the technical team that consists of literally everyone else, and also Mark again. He has a dual purpose in this case. So we thought about what pains can our drone relieve in this world. And one of the things that we can do is we can deliver medicine to rural areas. And the global market that we found here is about 250,000 drones. Then there is what we actually started to build our drone for, which is the disaster area assistance. Now, this is a picture from the Hurricane Katrina, where our drone at the moment is able to fly to an area, recognize a pattern somewhere, so you could draw a P on your house, for instance, and you would be able to fly out with both water and medicine, maybe a compass, maybe something to help here. Then there is the assisting in search and rescue, which we also can do with a different module to our plane. And there is, of course, a lot of others, because as I talked about, it's a platform, and we have a module in our plane that's exchangeable. So if you want to do something special, you can always call us and say, I want this exact thing to be in the plane. And if you are within the size parameters, and if you're within the weight constraints, and if you are if we are able to connect whatever you want to connect to our plane, to our onboard computer, we can do it. And this means that the market that we have right now, and that we've calculated right now, is for 264,000 drones in total. And there's gonna be more than this. This is just what we calculated. So how are we gonna be able to do this? Well, as I've been talking a lot about, it's our platform that makes it possible. We have the drone itself, and then in here we have a cargo bay where the module comes in, where the customer can put in whatever he wishes. And then there's the team that makes it possible, because without having knowledge in our company, in our business, we're not going to be able to develop the new things that the customers want. And also enable us to do new things. Let's say that we're done with the drones and it's a successful business. We can develop our business even further with more ideas. And then there's our competition. We've looked at a lot of different competitors, and what we find is always the same thing. We always beat them on flexibilities. There is no other company out there who offers a platform like ours with this exchangeable module. And besides that, we always beat them on 1 parameter more. So for instance, this Tiburon Junior autonomous drone systems, this drone is way more expensive than our drone, but it also flies further. So we beat them on price and we beat them on flexibility. And with this one, we actually beat them on carrying capacity as well. And that's the story with all of our competitors. We always beat them on 1 more parameter than flexibility. Then there's our factory, where we want to produce our drones. Now, this factory is able to produce 5,000 drones per year, which is a lot more than our break-even, as you'll see. We'll be able to sell our drones, is our hope, for 30,000 Danish kroners. That's going to leave us with a contribution margin of 23,000 Danish kroners, and it's going to leave us with a break-even of 600 drones. So that's all good. Always a good idea to dream, but how much is this going to cost? Well, the answer is quite straight. about 12 million Danish kroners, and that's going to pay for, as you saw before, the factory, but also the homepage, a vacuum molder, a CNC milling machine, several UR robots, and the programming of the entire thing. And this is going to enable us to start our production. And mind you, a production to produce normal IKEA chairs has a start investment of about 22 million kroner. And I know this because we calculated that on our first semester as production engineers. So our start investment is very low for the difference that we can make for this planet. So it's good. We know how we're going to do it. We're a lot of engineers who are able to build things, but how are we going to get to the customers? Because if we build the entire factory and we don't sell anything, it doesn't matter. So one of the things that we want to get to our customers is by direct contact. And this is going to be by contacting Moderniseringsstyrelsen, which is the Danish state, and finding out how we are going to sell to the Danish state. They are actually contributing with knowledge, and they are going to be able to help us in this. And we also need to contact Energinet, who are going to help us. Well, they're not going to help us. There would be a customer in looking at power lines and making sure that they are working. Then there is the direct contact to the biggest NGOs of the world. And this is going to be important, all of this direct contact, not only to get customers, but also to get partners who we can work with. Because we want to co-develop our product together with the end users. And we want to be able to do this in a way that it's easy for the end users to use it. Because if we get out to a place where there's a person who's never used a computer and definitely doesn't have an engineering degree, this person has to be able to use it. Otherwise, our product in the delivering emergency aid might not make sense. There's of course more customers here that we might be able to make direct contact to. We'll probably find out of that. Then there is the trade fairs, where we have the IDME, and we have the commercial UAV export, and we have the international disaster response. Now, we have a bigger focus on disaster response, because disaster response internationally means not only to say if there's a flood or if there's an earthquake, but also in forest fires. And then there's the commercial UAV expo, which is going directly at looking at drones. So our market plan is going to start with, as you saw, selling our drones for 30,000 Danish kroners. And with our low break even. But as we sell more drones, we are able to lower our sales price. So as you can see, 10,000 drones per year is going to enable us to lower our sales price to 20,000. 4,000 drones per year is going to be able to lower our sales price to 10,000 Danish kroners per year. And that's going to enable us to go beyond the borders of the EU and the USA and North America, and go into places where our drones might be needed even more. And then we are going to make more variants. The one that we've made right now is what we call the small drone. We also want to make a medium drone and a jumbo drone. And in this way we hit different market segments. Well, if you need a small drone, you buy a small drone. But if you need a drone that's going to survey big areas, you're going to need more battery. More battery, you're going to need a bigger plane. Or if you need to deliver more emergency aid, well, you might have to buy the big one. Or if you need to deliver more fire combating skills, you might need the bigger drone as well. So in this way, we want to make more variants. Now, this is our plan. So it's all good to have dreams and it's all good to have ideas. But how do we get from where we are today to where we want to be in the future, which is selling drones to the entire world? So our first step was, of course, getting the drone flying, which we have done. We have a flying drone at this point, and we actually participated in the UAS challenge in the United Kingdom, where we actually did achieve our first milestone of winning a UAS award. And this functions as a sort of stamp of approval of our job, and we won Most Promising Team. What we want to do from there on is we want to confirm our target markets, go out and simply ask the people, well, are you even interested in buying this? Because if you're not interested in buying this, there's no reason to go further in this. Then we want to finish the platform features, make sure that we have a drone that flies and are able to fulfill the roles that we want it to fulfill. Then we want to finish the HMI, the human-machine interface. And this is what I talked about earlier. if we are not able to get our drones in the hands of a person without an engineering degree, and if he can't use this, the person that we give it to, well, our product loses its value. So this is why our HMI has to be very good. Then we look at getting our patent for the UAV design, and at the moment, doesn't look like we're going to get it, but we hope to have an answer at least by the 5th of January. Then we want to gather supplier prices, find out is our predetermined calculations really where they're supposed to be, gather the factory prices to see if our investment calculations are on point, and then we should be able to confirm all our calculations and make sure that we are going to be able to say, this is actually what it's going to cost, and this is actually how much our factory is going to cost. Because a lot of what we've done today is based on buying one piece, and it's based on, well, how much is the factory going to cost? Well, it depends. It really does. So we want to confirm this before we go on. Then we want to get our first 600 orders. And maybe we won't be able to get 600 orders, but the closer we get to 600, the easier the next steps are going to be. Securing soft money, basically getting our base light in. And then there's the securing hard money. And that's going to bridge the gap between our soft money pool and our 12 million Danish kroner goal. And then we should be able to build a factory, finish the factory building, and by 2021 we should be able to go in business, in production. So why should you invest? Well, for us there are some very easy answers for you. We have a design that is very hard to copy. We have a green product. It's modularized. You don't have to throw out the entire thing. You can exchange the modules instead of buying an entirely new drone. It's made of thermoplastics, which means that we can recycle everything. And we're going to put in initiatives that are going to make sure that people want to send these drones back to us, maybe give them a discount. We have to find out of this, but it's extremely green. We can recycle and reuse all parts of this plane. Then there's the team. We're a young team. And we're a team of extreme knowledge. This is an unfair advantage. There are no other companies out there who can say they started with this bigger crew. And then we've crunched the numbers. We went down and said, what are the utilities? How much does our pencil stock cost? Everything is calculated in our NPV to make sure that when we get an investor, we can calculate exactly when they get their money back.